Hey everyone, Reese here from Spinlight Studio. Today I'm doing a shootout of a bunch of mics that I have here on my acoustic guitar. It's a Maton SRS 808. It's an Australian made guitar and it's got a bit of a mid-range sound to it. It does have a nice low end and a bright top end, but it is a bit of a smaller size body, so there's a bit of more of a mid-range push to it. So just keep that in mind when you're listening to the mics on this guitar. So it's not a perfect test. I've just got roughly the same mic position and I haven't moved my stool, so I'm keeping everything pretty much the same and just swapping the mics over on the stand to give you guys an idea of the different color and character that these mics are going to impart on the sound source. We've got large and small diaphragm condensers, got dynamic mics and a ribbon mic. So there's quite a few sounds here to listen through. I'll put like some timestamps below so you can skip through and quickly compare mics that you're interested in. And yeah, hopefully by doing that, you guys will get a good idea of the mics that you like the sound of, and also just to hear which ones are brighter, which ones are darker, and that's going to help you when you're choosing, if you're interested in any of these mics, when you're choosing one, what you might be chasing. So yeah, I'll see you on the other side. I might have some thoughts that I might share with you, but yeah, just jump into it, have a listen, see what you think. All right, welcome back. That was pretty intense. A lot of different sounds and colors from the same guitar, just with all these different mics. So it just goes to show just how much a microphone can change the sound source. But even if I change my guitar, then everything's going to change again. So you kind of pick your mic to fit your source. So hopefully from this comparison though, you can kind of get an idea of the colors of these mics, like the brightness, the darkness, or like, you know, the mid-forward pushes, those kind of ideas that you should hear as you like skip between them. You can hear all the different like EQ curves of the mics. So a couple of my thoughts on what we've just listened to, because this is all pretty eye-opening to me too. I haven't really sat down and done like a direct comparison of every mic like this before. My thoughts were like with the Lauten audio, like I really love this mic, the one that I'm speaking into right now, on that forward mode. Just nice clarity. The acoustic guitar sounded really great with that. And the other options on that, like maybe just depending on the vibe you're chasing, they did feel a little dark and muddy to me. But yeah, the forward mode on this mic's awesome. But besides that, the tube mics, really like the TF51 and the Warm Audio 251. Just a big fan of 251s, really. They just sound really balanced and nice on the acoustic guitar. You could work with that really easily. Even like the other Neumann mics, just nice balanced sound. Like the 103 just got that nice crispy top end, and the KM184 just a pretty balanced sound. Like you can easily work with that and EQ it, and it's just a great sound straight off. The dynamic mics, not really a fan. Just overall, they were all a little bit harsh and mid-forward, scratchy kind of sounding. The SM7b was actually surprising. That's the best of all of those, I think, and you could work with that and it could sound really nice in a mix. Jumping back to the condensers, the one that really stood out to me that I didn't like that much was the Audio-Technica, the 4047 SV. Just like, I've always felt this mic sort of pushes like a nasally kind of 2 to 3K little boost in there. It just kind of jumps out these peaky sounds. So I've never been a huge fan of that mic, and it's mostly lived on the front of the bass drum where mics go to die. But no, it's a good mic, and it's great on that source, particularly like on the front of the bass drum, really good. I thought on the 451b, so this is a really scooped out small diaphragm condenser mic, so big smiley face, really bright top end, a nice low end, and everything in between, just scooped out there. This is a great mic in a big mix, so you want to hear that scratch of the pick, and you can hear the guitar in the mix. That's going to really like keep the mid-range cleaned out for you. Great option straight up for that kind of idea. And you might like that sound anyway, so it could be just a good thing for you. But also finger picking, like just that top end clarity. So this could be a really good mic for that sort of thing. The R88, so I was just using one side of the R88 for a mono sound to keep it fair, so I wasn't using it in stereo, which sounds awesome. It's very dark, very rolled off, very, you know, what you'd expect of a ribbon microphone. So a very particular vibe. You would probably only reach for this if you're chasing that darkness. You want to really smooth a sound out, and it's a particular vibe. It's definitely not a mic that works in every situation on every instrument. Usually for me, I just keep it on drums, so overheads, room mic, it smooths out those sort of harsh frequencies, really big, bold sound on drums. But on an acoustic guitar, it's a vibe thing, so you have to really decide if you're chasing that dark, warm, cozy sound, because as soon as you like start boosting the top end on like a ribbon mic like that to get clarity of like a condenser or something like that, all you start doing is bringing in noise and hiss. So you really need a good preamp with a ribbon mic, because you're going to have to crank it. I'm running through the Great River, the MP-500nv, so just a 500 series preamp, and I had the gain set at 35 dB for like all those mics, and then I just level matched them afterwards. But that's a really good preamp for, you want a quiet source and you want to crank it. The hiss on that, the self noise is actually really low, so that's a good choice, besides maybe using like an AEA preamp that they have built for using with ribbon mics. So went off on a bit of a tangent there about the ribbon mics, but yeah, just it's an awesome mic, just a bit of a vibe thing, and probably not for everyone in every situation, as you can probably tell from listening to it. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Take it all with a grain of salt. Hopefully that's helped you guys sort of like pick something out of that you liked most, or even like just open your eyes a little bit to like the color of mics and how they can dramatically change a source. And so yeah, you might have like a really harsh sound, so you reach for like a dark sounding mic to balance it out, or you might have a really warm sound that you're trying to just get some more clarity out of, so you might reach for something that's got that boosted top end on it already. So yeah, hopefully you've got something from this. I'm planning on doing like a drum version of this too, so I'll get up the mics and put them over the kit, maybe an overhead or a room mic type of setup, so we can hear it on a kit in that same situation where we just swap them out and hear the different tone colors it's going to add to drums. But yeah, so more stuff to come. Hope you enjoyed that video. Catch you next time.